ARayOfHope, Indiana. The quaint village of Brightwood, nestled at the foot of the Misty Mountains, the air was always filled with the scent of pine and the sound of birdsong. The villagers lived simple, content lives, their days marked by the rhythm of the seasons and the gentle passage of time. Yet, even in this serene place, the spectre of despair could cast its shadow. Elena, a young woman with eyes as bright as the morning sun, had always been the heart of Brightwood. Her laughter was infectious, her kindness boundless, and her optimism a beacon to all who knew her. But one harsh winter, tragedy struck. A devastating illness swept through the village, claiming the lives of many, including Elena's beloved parents. Grief-stricken and alone, Elena's once bright spirit dimmed. The laughter that had filled her home was replaced by silence, and the spark in her eyes faded. The villagers, who had relied on her warmth and positivity, watched helplessly as she retreated into herself, her heart heavy with sorrow. Winter passed into spring, but the chill of loss lingered in Elena's heart. She wandered the village, her steps aimless, her thoughts consumed by the emptiness left in her parents' absence. It seemed that the light of hope had been extinguished, leaving only shadows in its wake. One day, as Elena walked by the edge of the village, she came across an old, weathered book lying abandoned near the forest path. Its cover was faded, and its pages yellowed with age. Curious, she picked it up and began to read. The book was a collection of stories about hope, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. Elena found herself drawn into the tales, each one a testament to the power of hope in the face of adversity. There were stories of people who had overcome incredible odds, who had faced their darkest moments and emerged stronger. As she read, she felt a faint flicker of something she hadn't felt in months, a glimmer of hope. Inspired by the stories, Elena decided to visit the village elder, a wise woman named Isolde. Isolde had lived through many trials and tribulations and was known for her wisdom and guidance. Elena hoped that Isolde could help her find a way to rekindle the hope that had been lost. "Elena, my dear," Isolde said gently as Elena entered her cozy cottage. "What brings you here today?" Elena held up the old book. "I found this by the forest path. The stories inside have stirred something in me, but I don't know how to hold on to this feeling. I don't know how to find hope again." Isolde's eyes softened with understanding. "Hope is a fragile thing, Elena, but it is also resilient. It can be found in the smallest of moments, in the quiet of the dawn, in the kindness of a stranger. It lives within us, even when we feel it has been lost." She took Elena's hand and led her to the window, pointing to a tiny sprout pushing its way through the snow outside. "Look at this little plant. Against all odds, it has broken through the cold, hard ground. It seeks the light, just as you must. Hope is like this plant. It may be buried deep, but it will find a way to grow if you nurture it." Elena nodded, tears of gratitude filling her eyes. "But how do I nurture it, Isolde? How do I begin to hope again?" Isolde smiled warmly. "Start by looking for the good in each day. It may be something small, a smile from a friend, the beauty of a sunrise, the sound of laughter. Allow yourself to feel these moments, and let them remind you that there is still beauty in the world, even amidst sorrow." Taking Isolde's advice to heart, Elena began to seek out the small joys in her daily life. She spent time with her neighbors, helping them with their chores and listening to their stories. She took long walks in the forest, marveling at the resilience of nature as it burst into life after the long winter. Gradually, the weight on Elena's heart began to lift. She found solace in the simple acts of kindness she performed, in the connections she rebuilt with the people around her. The village, once a place of shared grief, began to heal, its spirit rekindled by Elena's renewed hope. One morning, as Elena tended to a garden she had started near her parents' grave, she felt a sense of peace she hadn't known in a long time. The flowers she had planted were blooming, their vibrant colors a testament to the power of life and renewal. She smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her chest. Elena stood up and looked around at the village she loved, the people who had become her family. She realized that hope was not something distant and unattainable, it was a seed that could grow in the most unlikely of places. It was in the resilience of the human spirit, in the love that bound the community together, in the simple yet profound beauty of a blooming flower. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit reignited, Elena vowed to continue nurturing hope in Brightwood. She would carry forward the lessons she had learned, spreading kindness and light wherever she went. The village thrived once more, its people united by the knowledge that even in the darkest of times, hope could always be found. And so, the story of Elena and the power of hope became a cherished tale in Brightwood, a reminder that no matter how deep the sorrow, the light of hope could always break through, bringing warmth and life to the coldest of hearts.